Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a powerful story about the true cost of that little phrase we all use, I'll do it tomorrow. It's a story about potential and procrastination, and fair warning, it might feel a little like looking in a mirror.
So let's just start right there with a big question. What's the real price of putting things off? I mean, it feels harmless, doesn't it? It's just one day. But as we're about to see through the life of a young man named Danish, those days, well, they add up to a debt you can never, ever repay. All right, so our story begins in a place that's just brimming with promise. And it's about a young man who has absolutely everything going for him except for one tiny critical flaw.
Okay, so meet Danish. Just picture this guy. He lives in this idyllic little village. He's smart, he's healthy. He's basically got all the raw ingredients for a great life. He has these huge dreams, right? To get rich, build a beautiful house for his parents, travel the world. But there's this massive gap between what he wants and what he does.
And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got these incredible, noble ambitions. And on the other side, you see his reality. Sleeping in while everyone else is already working, just watching movies, always waiting for that perfect opportunity that, let's be honest, is never going to come. And his answer for everything? I'll start tomorrow.
Now, his dad, a hardworking farmer, he saw the danger signs, and he gave him this amazing piece of wisdom, comparing time to a field. It's such a powerful metaphor, right? You can't just expect a harvest if you never actually get out there and plant the seeds. But at the time, for Danish, it just went in one ear and out the other.
So years tick by, and Danish is about to get a wake-up call, a really, really harsh one. And it's not going to come from a lecture. It's going to come from looking at the success of an old friend.
His childhood buddy, Adil, comes back to the village. Now, Adil was never the smart one, or the talented one. He was just consistent. And now he's back, successful, confident. And for Danish, who's still stuck in the exact same spot, this is just a bitter pill to swallow. His first reaction isn't inspiration. Nope, it's jealousy.
So when Danish kind of mutters something about Adil just being lucky, Adil hits him with this absolute truth bomb. The power of this is just in how simple it is. There was no magic formula, no secret. He just got up earlier and put in the work while other people were resting. And for Danish, that just shatters this whole illusion that success is some random gift.
You think that would be it, right? The big turning point. But the thing about laziness, its roots run deep. This next part of the story shows just how devastating it can be when you slip back into old habits.
So Danish tries. He actually joins his father in the fields. But man, the work is hard. His body aches, and that little voice starts whispering. You know the one. Just take one day off. You deserve it. And that, right there, is the slippery slope. That one day turns into two, then it becomes a whole week, and before he even knows what happened, he's right back where he started, promising himself he'll try again tomorrow.
But this time, tomorrow never arrives. The consequences are real, and they are irreversible. Because he wasn't there, the crops completely fail, the family's land turns barren, all that stress just crushes his father's health, and then his father is gone.
After his father passes, Danish finds this note, and it's just heartbreaking. Laziness may give you rest today, but it will steal your peace tomorrow. It's not advice anymore. It's a prophecy that came true. All that temporary rest he chose, day after day, has now permanently stolen his peace. And that's the moment that finally breaks him.
So what happens next? What does a life that was built on a foundation of tomorrows actually look like in the end? Well, it looks like the heavy, heavy burden of regret. I mean, just look at this timeline. It's devastating. At 20, Danish is that guy, just brimming with potential. At 30, he's literally in the exact same spot, still making plans to start tomorrow. And then by 40, all that potential has just curdled into this deep, suffocating regret as he watches everyone else live the lives he only ever dreamed about. And that lifeless, barren field, it's not just land anymore. It has become a mirror. It's the physical proof of his own empty, unproductive life. It is a constant, dusty, painful reminder of everything that could have been. And this is his moment of clarity. The painful truth finally hits him. Laziness isn't some harmless, passive state of rest. It's an active process of self-destruction.
Every single day he chose to do nothing, he was literally digging a grave for his own future.
But the story doesn't just end there in despair. It actually shows that it's never truly too late to start, even if the harvest you get isn't the one you originally planned on. Danish finds a way to turn all of that pain into a purpose. A teacher in the village recognizes the power of his story and asks Danish to come speak to the local schoolchildren, and this becomes his real turning point. He knows he can't get his past back, but he can use his failure to help a new generation avoid making the same mistakes. And he boils his life's biggest mistake down into these 3 powerful lessons. First, laziness isn't some big event. It just creeps up on you, one skipped task at a time. Second, when you waste time, you're not just losing hours. You're losing the actual building blocks of your future. And maybe most important of all, he teaches them, don't wait to feel motivated. Start doing the thing, especially when it's hard, and the motivation will catch up.
And you know what? Inspired by his own words, Danish finally starts. He's old now, he's alone, but he picks up his father's tools and he gets to work on that barren field. It's slow, grueling stuff, but eventually, little green shoots start to push up through the dust. Life is coming back.
So in the end, does Danish get rich? Does he become famous? Nope. He gets something so much more valuable. He earns back his self-respect. It's that quiet peace that settles in when you know you finally showed up for yourself and did the work. That was his real harvest. Which brings us to the core moral of this whole story. The true deep pain of laziness isn't failing. It's the haunting, gnawing knowledge that you had the potential, you had the time, and you just didn't use it. It's being haunted by the ghost of the person you could have become.
And that leaves us with one final question to think about. Danish's story is a warning, for sure, but it's also an invitation to see your own time as a fertile field. So the question isn't about what you're going to do tomorrow. The question is, what seed, no matter how small, will you plant today?